239. Hashtag purposeful deceit at Marsh Mental Health. Hashtag VerseTV 239C.
So a woman is asked on a date and she gets stood up, but that's pretty common. But the plot twist is insane.
Met this guy on a dating app and he immediately asked me out on a date to a specific restaurant. He confirmed day of, I get to the restaurant and see that he's nowhere to be found. So I reach out, no response. I check the app and notice that he unmatched me. At that point, I was a little confused and I was kind of pissed because I was already dressed and I got all the way there. And because I had put in so much effort, I thought I might as well just have a meal while I am in the building. And it wasn't until I got home when I was scrolling Facebook and I saw a very similar story from a girl at that same restaurant who also got stood up. She found out that there are restaurants now posing as people on dating apps just so you go to their business, and once you get stood up, they know that probably 9 times out of 10 that you're going to buy something from them. And that just blew my mind.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And okay, so my first question is, have we become this heartless and money bag driven to do such things as far as the restaurants? And also, watching it this time, I was like, I'm a little upset about the fact that I caught this, that he immediately asked her to a restaurant. So it's like these things, these restaurant bots or people are not even taking the time to be a good court to the person. They're just like straight up, hey, let's go to this restaurant. I don't want to waste a lot of time talking to you, but let's just do it. Let's just do it. Come on. And it's like, wow. But um, I also had to comment on the fact that it referenced, you saw when the second woman was talking, she had a comment in her screen. I guess she was responding to it. But the comment was, quote, there's a reason she's single at her old age, end quote. And it's like, I don't know what just happened. But the quote was, there's a reason that she's single at her old age, end quote. And I feel that's awful. And again, that's more heartlessness. And I too have had I get it as far as the restaurants and such. You know, when you go there, I remember one dude, beautiful dude, again, gorgeous thick dark chocolate. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. And he, although he didn't invite me to the restaurant, I invited him, and I was like, I'll pay, you know, because thirsty, desperate guys, we offer to pay. That's what we do. And I was like, I'll pay. And when I got to the restaurant, he wasn't there at the agreed upon time. And he didn't get there for a very long time. And eventually I was just like, oh, I guess I've been stood up. So I really like this particular quick serve restaurant, Cava, in DC and Baltimore. And I was like, I really like it. So I'm just going to get some food. I have my podcast in my ear. I'm going to listen to my podcast. And I will just go on, you know, and just enjoy myself, enjoy the food, listen to my podcast. I put it in both ears. I don't have to pay attention to anybody, anywhere. And I was doing that, and I got my food. I walked through the line. It's a quick serve restaurant, y'all. I walked through the line, got my food, and I started eating my food. And then, extremely late, he finally shows up and he's like, "Hey, Mr. Aaron." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And at that point, I was already uh, sold on just enjoying myself with the meal. So I wasn't excited to see him, but he came in and he was like, "Hey, Mister, now you said you were gonna pay for my meal, so let's go ahead and walk through this line and get my food, right?" And I was like, "Okay, well, I did say that, so okay." And we got his food, but all of that to say, I I don't have time to go into the story of how we met. It was a beautiful story, though. I'll give you all the Cliff Notes version of it because we met at this is why this is interesting because we met while I was in a down t- all of DC is DC, but in a more business district of DC with the restaurant and other shops and stores and restaurants galore. And we met at the ice cream shop. Oh, that sounds so romantic when I say it like that. But we met at the ice cream shop and